the Obama health care plan which you support, this man would be given no care whatsoever because he is a cerebral palsy handicapped person.
Look, this isn't just, some kind of middle-of-the-road, undecided independent voter who's having some reservations about the possible cost of a health care bill. These are radicals. These are extremists. These are zealots.
And then I was lied to because I came prepared to speak, and instead, you wouldn't let anybody speak.
We call it AstroTurf. It's not really a grassroots movement. It's AstroTurf by some of the wealthiest people of America.
Your government has lost the faith and trust of the American people.
It erupted over this past week at the beginning of what was supposed to be the quiet month of August. Idiots have been trying to deny it and say that it's not happening, or denounce it as un-American. But no amount of spin from the television pundits or the press corps or the White House will put this one down. What we are experiencing is a mass strike. This is not something that was organized in the way most people think about political organizations. It is not a group of Brooks Brothers wearing protesters or highly paid, highly groomed AstroTurf organizations. It's not limited to one demographic or one region of the country. This is an encompassing dynamic that has grabbed people beyond social classes and previous political beliefs and now compels them to fight. The Obama administration has been a complete failure on top of the 8 years under Bush. Since January 2009, Obama has continued the bailout of the bankrupt monetary system, a bailout that is up to now $23 trillion in taxpayer money. Obama failed the states, which are now bankrupt and cutting services, cutting state workers, and shutting down facilities. Millions of homes are in foreclosures, millions of Americans are losing their homes, and millions more are losing their jobs. And on top of that, we're still sending thousands of troops to die in Iraq and Afghanistan. So the reaction is on this basis of the failure of the government and the system as a whole. But the outrage is over health care.
You don't trust me? Okay. I don't know what else I can do.
I am not a member of Congress, have never been.
The population as a whole has come to realize that their lives are being directly threatened by Obama's health policy. Ever since he first swore that he would cut healthcare costs by $2 trillion and used the language of Adolf Hitler to threaten to eliminate care to those deemed by himself and a private board of medical experts to be useless to the state.
Independent group of doctors and medical experts who are empowered to eliminate waste and inefficiency in Medicare on an annual basis, a proposal that could save even more money and ensure long-term financial health for Medicare. This idea of experts getting the politics out of healthcare and making decisions based on the best evidence out there.
And we've urged Congress to include a proposal for a standing commission of doctors and medical experts to oversee cost savings measures.
It is this consciousness among the population that their lives are being threatened by the president and the Congress that has made the Obama administration manic to try to cover it up.
This is being read as saying every 5 years you'll be told how you can die.
Well, that would be kind of morbid.
One of the worst that I've heard is that in some way this bill is going to force euthanasia.
And let me start by dispelling the outlandish rumors that reform will promote euthanasia.
The rumor that's been circulating a lot lately is this idea that somehow the House of Representatives voted for death panels that will basically pull the plug on Grandma.
So the White House has been in a defensive flight-forward fit ever since Lyndon LaRouche and LaRouche PAC exposed his Nazi health reform. Obama couldn't resist. He became obsessed, threatening both his allies and adversaries to ram through the Nazi reform, even if they had to do it in the middle of the night. But in the past 2 weeks, the White House's obsession has consumed them. They're on a reactionary propaganda campaign setting up Reality Check, which has done more to confirm than dispel rumors. They have called for informants to monitor the internet for criticism of the White House's reform policy. They are busing paid supporters into events to back up the president, and on top of this, the Democratic leadership penned a Monday op-ed calling the nationwide opposition un-American. But the facts are clear, and the irony of the reality check is lost on poor Obama. The American people are not buying the president's lies. Mr. President, the population has caught on. They recognize what your plan is. They've seen Ezekiel Emanuel's utilitarian scheme to calculate the value of a human life and his recommendation to euthanize patients with conditions that are cost ineffective, or those patients the state deems unfit due to age, disability, or disease. We're in the middle of an economic meltdown. State ambulance facilities are being shut down. Prisoners are being let loose on the street. Unemployment compensation is drying up. No one believes that this president is going to guarantee them health care coverage. No one believes the lies. The entire system is a failure. The figures in government, the economic system is gone, like the ground you walk on was taken out from under your feet. That's where the mass strike ferment is coming from. The system is gone. And that's what the reaction is to, not to one thing, but to everything. It's times like this that anyone who is not providing a fundamental and revolutionary change of the system will soon find themselves despised or worse. Now is not the time to try to stir up chaos and electrify the masses. Now is the time to provide the solutions to the failed system. Now is the time to listen to LaRouche and replace this failed system with a new system, an international credit system.